Hello! In today's video, I'm going to unbox and try out this 42 color oven baked clay kit from Arteza. We'll get started right after this. Alright, so I'll start and get the cellophane off. I did want to mention this is not a sponsored video, but I will have an affiliate link to this product on Amazon. So if you do decide you want to get it, I would appreciate it if you went through my affiliate link. Gives a little kickback to the channel, so that would be awesome. So the first thing we're going to look at is the colors. I'm not going to read through them all, but if you want to see what's included, please pause the video here. Then it also has the instructions, are pretty basic. But it is cooked at or baked at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 30 minutes, which is a higher temperature than Primo Sculpey, so I don't know if I would ever bake them together. Come around to this side, it does have the contents, so it has 42 oven baked colors, or oven baked clay bars, 1 ounce each, 5 molding tools, and accessory set. So here it says 42 unique colors, blendable, soft, and pliable, easy to bake, non-toxic, safety, wash your hands after use. I would wash your hands before use too. That's just a little Andrew's pro tip. Do not eat the clay. Even though it's non-toxic, it's not food. Use only with adult supervision. Well, crud. I guess I'm just going to have to risk it. Little note, and this goes for all clays, do not place the unbaked clay on furniture, flooring, carpeting, or fabric. The unbaked clay may stain or damage finished surfaces. Alright, the other side just says 42 oven baked clay colors, Arteza. It's premium, 2.5 pounds. Pretty much all the same. Bottom's just black. Let's get it opened. Oh, nice. I like this. So this must be their accessory set. So it has, get this opened up first. Make a mess on my desk. So it has some beads. Has like to make a little keychain. I'm gonna make like a little, like a button type thing, clip on. Or there, you can make a little pin. Some earrings. No, that's not an earring. I don't know what that's for. I'm assuming you can stick that in, take that off, and bake that into it. Kind of keep it in place. A little ring. There's some earrings. And some different little pins. So I'm going to get these put back in here. We'll look at the tools. Alright, so I've got these rebagged up. I do really like that it includes this. It gives you some fun projects to start with. This is like, so far this looks like a really good starter kit. I'm going to go ahead and look at the tools. Ripped open. I'm not going to save this bag. I'll just throw all these into my tool cup. So I really like this. This is giving me some tools I don't have. So it's got this kind of partial curve you could use. Got this, so you can do indentions with kind of a star shape. And I'm sure this has a purpose if people that do more jewelry type stuff. And a nice little plastic knife. These work great. Easy to clean up. And they're not sharp to the touch, but they work as well as an X-Acto knife to cut, so really good for small children or people that are accident prone, like me. Another little tool, another little cutting tool with it's got a little serrated edge. So those are great. I like those a lot. Seem to be flexible but still sturdy. Look at our packets. So they're pretty thin. I mean, they said they're an ounce each. They feel pretty squishy though, so they're not too firm. I do like that they are individually labeled. I know on Primo Sculpey and Sculpey 3, when they do their multi-packs, they don't have a label on each one. It's listed in the box in order, which shouldn't be a problem, but I am hue deficient, so it's kind of like a partial color blindness, and I do have trouble with some colors like, you know, a dark red or a brown, and, you know, dark blues and purples and stuff like that. So I do really appreciate that they label these individually. So let's get these out and see if there's any other kind of anything else in the box. Doesn't look like it. So I am going to try this out. I'm going to open up some of these. I want to test a couple things. I want to test how it feels. I want to test how much pigment I get onto my hands. And I'll show you, I'll bring up, or I'll do some B-roll footage of some red Primo to see how much that transfers, and we'll compare it to a red in here. And then when it's all done, I'll make a few things and bake it. I also have a couple pieces of Primo I've already baked, and we're going to do like kind of a durability or flexibility test with it. I'm running out of space on my desk here. But yeah, I really like these. Now, I don't know if these are sold in individual packets yet. My wife does a lot of acrylic pouring, and she gets her paint from them, or from this brand, Arteza. And I hope I'm saying that right. But she gets Arteza paints, and when she was browsing some of their stuff, she came across the clays, and she knows I do polymer clay. So we thought it'd be fun to do a video of testing this out. I don't you know, often get a chance to try out something different for me, so I was really excited to try out this multi-pack. And for me, I make a lot of different monsters and blobs that, you know, a multi-pack like this works great. And there are a couple different like whites. You have a zinc white, titanium white, so we'll see if I like those better. Those of you who have followed the channel or have done a lot with polymer clay know that white is notorious for getting dirty. It seems to really just pick up the particles, and lots of times I'll use pearl instead as a substitute because it doesn't seem to attract the little particles as much. So we'll see if these whites are a little bit better. All right, so let's do our pigment test. Let's see. These don't have any kind of barcode on them, so I don't, you know, they're not labeled for individual sale, but they're definitely professionally wrapped up as if they were. So I think that's interesting. It'd be nice if they do you know, at least a 2-ounce block. That's what the other companies seem to do. It's kind of this industry standard, I guess. And they'll have larger blocks of other colors, but a 2-ounce block gives you a decent amount to start with. I don't know if this unwraps. Usually on my others, you'll unwrap one side and you can unwrap it. It's just kind of wrapped up like a package, like a present. So, yep, it looks like it does. I just didn't find that seam line there. I don't notice an odor. I don't notice an odor. But like I said, this is Autumn Red. It's going to take a little bit of it. It seems maybe just a little, I hate to use the word sticky, but a little stickier than Primo. But that's just the feel. Okay, so it does seem to transfer about the same, maybe not quite as bad. Which isn't, I mean, it's not a negative, because Primo and Sculpey 3 do that too. It's just, it would be nice if there was some magical polymer clay out there that didn't transfer the colors much. And maybe it's not quite as bad, but it still has quite a bit there. All right, so we'll show the Arteza here on the left, and I'll bring up my footage of the Primo on the right. Okay, the next thing I want to do is, since I've already got the red, we're going to do a little bit of a swirl and see how it mixes. I think it said somewhere on here, oh, let's see. Does knead the clay until texture is soft and smooth. Did that. Shape the clay by using the tools from your kit. It says blendable. Okay, so we're gonna try blending this red. Take this pale green. Normally, if I was switching colors, I would wash my hands, but since I am just gonna swirl these together, I'm not worried about it. Take a little bit of the green. Soften that up. Get this nice and conditioned. You can see it is picking up the red off my hand, but that's okay. Okay, so here it is kind of marbled together. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix it completely together. All right, so that's mostly mixed together. There might be a little bit of swirl in there, but you can see how it compares to our original colors. So it does mix really well. I'm really impressed with that. All right. Well, I think I will going to show you on these tools. This knife tool is nice. Like I said, it can cut, obviously, but it also has this ball tool on there. So if you wanted to do an indentation, you want to put like an eyeball in there, I could make one of my one-eye blobs with it. That would work really well. You could even use a little blade to do kind of a mouth. So I do think this is a good kit to start with. I will bring up on screen kind of the price comparison between this kit and a multi-pack of Primo, how much they cost and what they cost per ounce. Now it's going to be a little bit off because you do get this little accessory pack here where you can make some stuff that you wouldn't get in a Primo Sculpey kit, and you're also getting the tools. So kind of take that in consideration. But I'll bring that up here. I'm not going to be able to do it in my head, so that's why I'm just going to have that up on screen. All right, so now that's the basics of our kit here. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple little sculptures. When I get those done, I'll give you my opinions on what it was like to work with it, how I felt everything went, and I'll show you how they look after they are baked. And then I'll do the durability test with the Primo. Okay, so I've got my little creations baked, and they've cooled down. I want to make sure that they're all the way cooled down before I do any kind of other tests on them. So here's a little monster head I made. So I didn't gloss him or anything. I just baked him. So normally I would probably gloss the eyes on him, and I gave him a little booger. So I'd probably gloss that, add a little more character to him. Then I made a one-eyed blob. And then I got a couple pieces to test the durability with. Now this guy here, I will do another video on my channel, probably in my next video, showing how I created him, how I sculpted him. And I just didn't want to include it in this video and make this video too long. So I thought I would just do a separate video of that. So if you do want to see how he was made, be sure to check out my next video. Bring in. So these are Primo Sculpey, and this is the Arteza. So the one thing I want to do, and I think I got this one maybe just a little bit thicker, the Primo. But and I know they're different colors, and sometimes different colors have a little bit different properties. But to me, the finish is very similar. So in the Primo, go with it and see. So I mean, it bends quite a bit. It hasn't broke yet. So now we will try the Arteza. This actually feels even more flexible. And again, I don't think it's quite as thick, so that's, it's not a perfect science here. But bending it both ways, it's easier to bend, and it bounced right back. So now we'll try our little tentacle or vine. I like doing these on a lot of different monsters, and it's nice to have some flexibility to them, because if they bump into something or if they fall, you don't want it hitting the ground and shattering instantly. And what I've noticed when I started sculpting with polymer clay, I used Sculpey 3. Sculpey 3 was cheaper, that's why I went with it. But you get what you pay for. Sculpey makes both Sculpey 3 and Primo. And Primo is more durable. I think it has a better finish when it's baked, and it's more flexible. So that's why I've stuck with Primo. But we'll get our comparison here. So I give it a little of a bend. So that gives me a lot of room, for it to bend. I don't want it to be something that's posable. I want something that can take some abuse, so it doesn't just touch something and shatter. So with the Arteza, I think, yeah, this is way more bendy, and I think these are pretty comparable. They're not exact, but this is almost thicker, and yeah, I really like this. So it's not as bendable as like Sculpey's Bend and Bake, but I wasn't really happy with that clay, and that's been a while since I've used that, so I'm not going to go into that detail. But it's definitely more flexible. In fact, I can't even break this. I probably could, but not just doing like that. You can see it's getting a little bit of a stress mark there. All right, so we're going to switch over, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Arteza 42 Colors Oven Baked Clay Kit. So the pros and cons of this kit. I'll start with the pros. First pro is the price. It is currently lower than Sculpey, either Sculpey 3 or Primo, so that's great. Second is cleanup. It's easy to clean up. What I showed in the video was how the pigment transferred to your hands and you get that clay on there. But what I didn't show is when I washed my hands, it came off even easier than the Primo did. So that's great too. It comes with a nice variety of tools and accessories. So it's a great starter kit. Has a great variety of colors. And it's very durable. So that's really important to me. The cons is it might be too soft for some sculptors. It was quite a bit softer than Primo, so it might be a little bit harder to get some of the detail work, or even, keeping shape as you're working on like if you're working on an arm and, you bump something else on it, sometimes you lose some of that detail in the sculpture. And the last con is availability. So when I started this video, I thought it'd be great. I could review a product, put an affiliate link in Amazon, and when I went to get the information for that, it was out of stock. So I thought, well, I don't have to do an affiliate link. I just wanted to share my experience with this kit, so I'll just put the Arteza link in there. It's out of stock on Arteza too. So what I'll do is I'll put links to Amazon and Arteza. And if you're really interested in this kit and when you're watching it is out of stock, you can go to Arteza's website and you can click a little button and they'll email you when it comes back in stock. So you have that option. And if I find it somewhere else, I'll also put a link down in the description box below, so double check down there. All right, well, thanks for watching, and remember, never stop creating. Bye.